Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com. Can't believe I'm doing this, but I think I'm going to put the 1M for sale. This 1M has been in a lot of YouTube videos. It's been in Doug Demuro's video, the 1 Series M. That was filmed right here. He came to my house. We went to an office park down the road, and that was filmed in about March of 2017. I think it has 1.4 million views or something now. So you can hear my voice in there. I'm sitting in the passenger seat, and Doug goes over. This is kind of before he did quirks and features, so he kind of did why the 1M was such a unique car and stuff like that. And we took it for a drive. He filmed the drive-bys, so I'm actually driving the car for the drive-bys, and he's actually driving and talking for the rest of the review. I don't think he even... Did he have an HD camera at the time? But I know he had like a Sony flip camera. He refused, at least at that time, to buy an expensive camera, but that was fun. This car was also on Nick Mary's channel. He does a lot of Porsches. I reviewed his 991.24S, and it must have had some effect on me because I wanted buying a 991.2 and Porsche 911. And he did my 1M. He did a great video of it. And Tommy Effia did a great video of my car. I got to drive his Skyline, his R32, which actually that morning when I went to meet him, he had gotten in that accident, so I was present for the accident that totaled his car. The car was still drivable. I was able to drive it and do my video review of it while he did a video review of my 1M. So this car has done well. I think, are those the only 3 YouTube channels? Definitely on those 3. I can't remember if it was more. So it's an awesome car, and you know, I just filmed the 7-year review. You probably see that already on the channel. And when I filmed the 7-year review, it reminded me of why I chose this car out of all others. Everything that I love about it, the handling. You know, I chose this over the Cayman R and some Porsches just because I thought this was it handles so well. You could make big power. I kept it stock. It has the hydraulic steering. I think this was the height of BMW ultimate driving machines, as I said in the earlier video. For me, it started with the E36. You know, I'm too young for the E30 M3. So for me, it kind of started with the E36, went all the way up to the E92. So those years from, say, 95 to 2013, this is 2011, right in that sweet spot with the hydraulic steering, short wheelbase. This car is always hair on fire all the time. It's been a joy. Since I bought this 7 years ago, I'm the second owner. I've probably had 50 cars come and gone. Since I started the YouTube channel 4 years ago, probably 30 cars have come and gone. I wanted a fully loaded example. To me, I keep hitting the armrest here as I'm talking. I always got to talk with my hands. To me, most collectability, as you can see, like if you see history, is usually a fully loaded car with every available option, or a very rare no options car. So when I was looking for one, I wanted Valencia Orange because I thought this was the signature color. It is. BMW even kept one of the 740 BMW 1Ms made, since they were only 1 year only, 2011, and we didn't get many of them here. They kept an orange one for themselves, so only 309 are in Valencia Orange. There's also Black Sapphire and Alpine White are the other colors. So I wanted orange. I wanted a fully loaded car. Luckily for me, the way I like cars is no sunroof and a 6 manual transmission, and that's the only way this car comes. So I have the original window sticker, the original car cover. It has nothing to do with YouTube, but when I started buying and collecting cars, my goal in life was to try as many cars as I could, not to keep one car forever. So the longest I've ever kept a car was 6 years. That was a 996 C4S, and that was a great car. That was my first Porsche. But part of that is when I bought it, the economy tanked and it went down. So it didn't make sense to sell it for what I could get for it, so I kept it for a very long time. And the other was my E90 M3 Interlagos Blue Sunroof Delete 6-speed manual. And the reason I kept that car so long is for the price. It was my daily driver, weekend track car, family car, because it was a 4-door real estate car, so it had 4 functions. So between serving 4 functions, and I couldn't find a better car for the price, because, you know, obviously that car depreciated and has held stable, maybe even going up a little value. It didn't make sense to sell it because it really was 4 cars in one for me. And that allowed me to have a Lotus Exige or a Cayman or a 1M, because I can kind of have the fun weekend car, since the E90 M3 covered all the bases, since it was a 4-door. But, you know, this year I just got the S2000, so this year is going to be all about driving the S2000. Also the 911, I have 2 years on a bumper-to-bumper unlimited mile warranty, so I want to drive that as much. I want to drive, you know, the other cars as well. So the 1M is probably going to use last year, you know, because of the lockdown. I would never take it to work anyways, all pleasure driving. But then I got the, you know, I was driving the other cars. the E46 M3, the NSX, the 911. So the 1M, I only put like 500 miles on it last year. And this year, I don't see myself putting more than 500 miles. So maybe it makes sense to sell it to an enthusiast who will love the car as much as I did. It'll be a really, really, really sad day to let this go because I love BMWs, and I think this is, in my opinion, the best BMW M car ever made. You know, the better driver you are, the more you'll enjoy this car. So Matt Farah did a good review on the 1M. Everyday Driver did a great review on the 1M. Jeremy Clarkson on Top Gear, he described this car in 3 words: brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And he just said, just buy it. Instead of giving you like pluses and minuses, he said, just buy it. To me, the only thing this car needs was more sound. It was very quiet from the factory, so I have a Borla exhaust on it. And I have the stock exhaust for resale, so it will be sold all stock. And you can have the Borla. It is just an amazing, amazing car. Fully serviced. I have service records, everything. And like I said, original window sticker. These also came in a car cover, BMW 1M car cover, which I actually have in the original packaging. And all the keys, books, records. Really, really be a sad day to let this go, but I don't think it should just sit and use sparingly. I think this car meant to be enjoyed. And the good news is you buy this car, your money's safe here. It's going to go up in value. We just saw my car is 19,300 miles approximately. A 24,000 mile car just sold on Bring a Trailer for 72,000 with the buyer's premium. Always remember to add the 5%. Another car sold on P Car Market for 78,000. So they've gone up in value. This car, before going up in value, was probably worth 65 all day long. 2017, I was offered 65. When I lost my job, I was offered from a couple of you subscribers. Everybody kept trying to buy this for 65. Dealers were trying to buy it for that price. Now we see they're in the $70-something thousand range. I haven't decided on the price. You know, it's going to be somewhere in that range. So email me only if you're a very serious buyer and capable of buying. Email me at glenscarcollection@gmail.com. My price will be somewhere there, I guess. I haven't really decided on a price, so I can't give a price in this video because I don't know. I got to think about it. But, I want it to go to an enthusiast who will enjoy the car as much as I do. What sets this car apart from any modern BMW or even the M2 MTCS competition, hydraulic steering. If you drive them back to back like I have, you will notice the difference. Plus, this car goes up in value. Those are going to depreciate in value. And this is fully loaded. The original sticker, I have the original MSRP, and it's just a fantastic car. I'm going to be so upset selling this car, but if it goes to an enthusiast and you enjoy it as much as I do, that'll help justify it. Last year was a terrible year in commercial real estate. My business, residential brokers, did well here because with COVID, people were moving out of the city and buying up houses in the suburbs of New Jersey, and people were getting $100,000 more for their house. So residential brokers were killing it. Commercial brokers, we were suffering because people were working from home. Even though I do industrial and retail leases as well, most of your commissions are going to come from office leases and people working from home. There were no office commissions. I don't think I did any office deals last year because of COVID. I'm starting to do them again. I'm closing on a couple right now. But I still have to make up for like my income being down 80% last year. So even if later this year gets back to normal or next year is normal, I still have a huge drop off with no income coming in 2020. So it doesn't make sense for me to rent spaces in a climate control warehouse, or I need an extra space here in my garage because obviously this car's been garaged the entire 7 years I've had it. So I just pulled it out of the garage right now to film this and the 7-year review that I did previously, and I guess it doesn't make sense to pay that money, especially when my income was down so much. So I'll have to let it go to an enthusiast, pay some bills with that money, and that's the way it's going to have to be. It'll be a very sad day, but if one of you get it or some enthusiasts get it, that'll make me feel a lot better. So again, if you're very serious about buying and ready to buy now, then email me at glenscarcollection@gmail. If not, if it doesn't sell for my price, then I'll keep it and enjoy it. But obviously, it could be a win-win for all parties here. All right, guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.